Welcome to the 2012 Travis Roy Foundation Wiffleball Tournament Championship game here at Little Fenway. We've got the 8th-seeded Boston Beef taking on the Jackhammers, the 2nd-seeded. So it's the young versus the old, and with the play-by-play, here's, well, the two of us have combined for 19 Sportscaster of the Year awards. Jack Healy and Bruce Bosley, and Jack Healy, you got the bulk of them. Say, well, you got all 19. Take it away.
And Boston Beef, Pat Koziak, the left fielder, lines the center for the first out of the championship game. And this is Pete McCowan, the shortstop. He'll be followed by Billy Doyle, the pitcher. Boston Beef and the Jackhammers. Boston Beef, the visiting team, batting first here. Ground out to short, throw to first, and in time there. As making the play was Craig Shattuck, 2 down.
Both teams have won titles, and the Jackhammers, the Boston Beef have won the championship in 2006 and 2010. The Jackhammers, I believe, won it in 2007. An upstart team. Jack Shattuck, their venerable coach.
Billy Doyle, who's the pitcher for Boston Beef. It's one into the home team bullpen, and Boston Beef takes a 1-0 lead. Billy Doyle, a 2-out home run to right. It's 1-0 Boston Beef. The pitcher for the Jackhammers is Tom Prado, who's won the 2 games in the postseason here, the quarterfinal game, plus had the walk-off home run for a 1-0 win in that one against the Staten Island Yankees, and the grand slam home run last of the 7th to beat the opponent in the semifinal game. As there's Prado right on cue, throws to first, and Sam Page to second.
Not only that, Jack, he's not just 3-0 in the playoffs, he's 6-0 in the tournament, as the Jackhammers unbeaten, 6-0. The Beef could, I believe, I'm not sure, the Beef could, I believe, could be one of the first teams ever to win the tournament if they are to, like, the one-run lead stick with 2 losses.
The 14-10 win in the semifinal game with Prado hitting a grand slam walk-off home run in the last of the 7th for the Hammers, who are coming up here in the last half of the first. Craig Shattuck, the shortstop, followed by John Rivers, the left fielder, and Joe Goggin, the center fielder, against Billy Doyle. And Shattuck takes a strike, 0-1. Now, the Jackhammers are the number 2 seed. Boston Beef, the number 7 seed.
And the Beef earned this spot legitimately with their great fundraising, Jack. They earned one of the 2 fundraising lottery wildcard spots. The Beef, traditionally one of the top fundraisers in the tournament. They had more ping pong balls in the Minnesota Timberwolves draw here.
Pitch in the dirt, 1 ball, 2 strikes. On deck is John Rivers. The Jackhammers batting last of the first, the championship game here at Little Fenway. Bounce to short, and the easy play by the shortstop McCowan. And
well, after seeing all these teams all weekend, Jack, the Jackhammers have the youth, exuberance. Not that the Beef doesn't have exuberance, and they have power hitters. They also can run very well. The Beef, on the other hand, have experience, and they also have Billy Doyle, one of the craftiest pitchers in this tournament's history.
There's 1 down as the batter is the left fielder, John Rivers. And the count runs to 1 ball, 1 strike.
Billy out of Waltham, Mass., a basketball player in Waltham.
This is ripped to left center, and it is gone. And coming right back.
Yeah, on cue, Jack. There's the first home run of the game for the Hammers.
So Doyle hit the home run to put the Beef on top, and Rivers a 1-out homer over the fence in left center to tie it at 1.
And 2 Boston area teams as well. Obviously the Boston Beef from the Waltham area, Art Page's team. And the Jackhammers, I believe, are from the Braintree area, south of Boston.
Joe Goggin, the center fielder, down on the count, 0-1. And he loops this one, and I say loop. He lines it off the left field wall in foul territory.
3 umpires here for the title game. Got Larry Rieger behind the plate, Darryl Graham behind first base, and I think that is Dick Tutt down at first base. Beg your pardon, not Dick, it's Mike Wright.
Joe Goggin down to the count, 0-2.
He's going incognito with those sunglasses down there.
And this is hit in the air to right center field, and right there is the right fielder to put it away. Zach Page for Boston Beef, and there are 2 down, as the batter now is Brian Talbot, the first baseman.
First time all weekend the sun has been a factor, Jack. We've had every part of weather other than snow here. Then again, there was a winter classic back here in January.
That's right. 1-0 the count to Talbot, with Colin Benelli awaiting on deck. And just like in the Fenway Park in Boston, the Sun Field at this time of the day is right field.
Yes, it is.
2-1 the count.
That's by the way, that's Big Fenway. That's what we refer to here as Big Fenway.
And what I say, regular Fenway?
Fenway Park in Boston.
Oh, yeah.
Big Fenway.
Big Fenway. 2-2. Then what's the one at Fort Myers called now? There's a third Fenway.
JetBlue Park.
It is
JetBlue Park, and with deference to our great sponsor, JetBlue.
That's right. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and Talbot is out. And that retires the side for the Jackhammers last of the first. They come back to tie it. Both teams with solo homers in the first inning after 1. Boston Beef and the Jackhammers tied at 1.
So we will not have a repeat champion yet again. I think Hot Dam won the first 2, and they're the only repeat champions. There have been champions that have won it more than once. Staten Island Yankees. I won't say they went down swinging, but they went down big time with a 1-0 10-inning loss.
Here's Jeff Hamilton taking a pitch behind him, ball 1 from Tom Fratto. Now, at the end of the game, of course, we'll have the post-game activities, the post-tournament activities, the awards, and also, what is there, an MVP
There's
as
most
well?
valuable player of the tournament.
Yep. 2-0 the count.
I had to step out, Jack. Did they give out the Tommy Long Sportsmanship
Yes,
Award?
they did.
And it was...
Yes, that is a deep and foul to left.
I'll find out.
Yeah,
Matt Riegert, thank you.
Yeah, Matt Riegert, that's right. Yep, thanks, Matt. 2-0 the count. And that's a line drive to left. Actually, 2-1 was the count because he fouled one to left. And the left fielder making the play, John Rivers, and Hamilton is out.
Matt Riegert was the winner of the Tommy Long Award, an appropriate choice. There's no better guy. Oh!
And that one up against the fence in left field. Zach Page, the batter there, and he's retired by the left fielder.
I think I've noticed about the Jackhammers, Jack. They all have different hats. None of them have the same hat. About 7 major league teams represented here.
Andrew Sullivan popping up to the catcher, and that didn't take long. That does it for Boston Beef in the top of the second. Go to the last of the second, tied at 1.
We've seen in this tournament a lot of big innings, Jack, and a shutdown inning after giving up a run has been huge. And it gives confidence that pitcher Prado now a little confidence against a good hitting team. It's up to Billy Doyle to do the same.
Colin Benelli leading it off for the Jackhammers in the last of the second. The third baseman takes a strike, 0-1. Watch that one float high, and he kind of flinched on it just a bit. It's 1-1. On deck, Matt Big Hoss Bagley. Low for a ball, 2-1. You know, Larry Rieger, the home plate umpire, and his son Matt, who you just mentioned, getting that award, as that is ripped to the shortstop for the first out of the inning.
Line out here. Nice play. With our camera position right in front of us, Jack, take a look at the monitor and watch some of the plays. So,
Cowan making the play, 1 down.
Good defense for the Beef. That's another one of the keys they have. They don't allow extra bases. They make not only they make good throws, they make smart throws.
Big Hoss Bagley, the second baseman, up for the Hammers. Oh. And he whistles this one to center, and there to make the play in center field for Boston Beef, and putting it away, John Katz. 2 down.
The other thing, too, the Sunfield, also the wind really has died down. Wind, no factor whatsoever, and the wind has been a factor all weekend, Jack.
Here's Tom Prado, the pitcher. We talked about his day already, his tournament. 2 walk-off homers, 1 in the quarter, 1 in the semi.
Also last night in the last game of the evening, the nightcap, he had a 3-homer game.
1-1 the count as he swings and misses on the all pitch. Sean Talbot awaits on deck. Going to mention Larry Riegert. He's all over the place. He's from Milton. I saw him at as a swing and a miss for Fratto, 1-2. Saw him at the American Legion State Tournament down at Castleton. Saw him for some Castleton games at Castleton this year, and See him here.
He's a longtime Lake Monsters season ticket holder, and also thanks to Larry Regan and his crew. He said 14 umpires, high school baseball and college umpires in Vermont gave their time this weekend. So it's not just Larry here all the time. It's all the umpires, and we really appreciate their support.
Sean Talbot, the right fielder, is up after Fratto with a 2-out walk. He's on at first.
And Darryl Graham, who's umpiring behind first, we had to go to the replay challenge. $50 cost the Staten Island Yankees in one of the games this morning, and the replay was validated as call.
Want to know the count to Talbot? And he did go around. Strike one, 1 ball, 1 strike. The Jackhammers batting in the last of the second, the championship game.
Of course, we're talking about Matt Rieger. Matt Rieger is official in his own right, Jack. He's a Hockey East and ECAC on-ice official, assistant referee, and has started to referee some games. And
I understand.
Luke Riekert also is involved in athletics, the other son.
One pitch is low and away for ball 3, 3-1.
And Matt, winning the Sportsmanship Award is a great honor. I probably rank it maybe close behind him getting married next weekend. So, maybe not. I don't know.
Well, they'll always remember the Sportsmanship Award.
Well, now he knows the date of his anniversary because he can look at the date on the Tommy Long Award.
2 walks after 2 were out by Doyle, and runners at first and second is moving to second. Fratto on at first, Sean Talbot. Tim Harrington, the catcher, is up top of the order. Craig Shattuck on deck. So,
give you some trivia about our other award, Jack, given out this weekend.
Pitch is a strike.
Inducted into Little Fenway Hall of Fame. The Little Fenway Hall of Fame has something the Major League Baseball Hall of Fame does not have. We have a Rose in the Hall of Fame, Ron Rose in our Hall of Fame, the Little Fenway Hall of Fame. The Baseball Hall of Fame does not have anybody named Rose in their Hall of Fame yet.
No, they don't. And I bet you they won't. 2-1. 3-1 the count to Harrington. So Billy Doyle, after getting the first 2 outs here for Boston Beef on the mound for Beef, has walked 3 straight after 2 are out. As Fratto moves to third. And
good patience here by a young team, Jack, against a very veteran pitcher who really knows the strike zone and the arm angles.
Craig Shattuck, top of the order, the shortstop. Up with the bases loaded, 2 down, takes a strike, 0-1.
So,
bases loaded and 2 down. And that is ripped off the left fielder to the wall. A run scores. Fratto in to score. Everybody moves up a base, and the Jackhammers take a 2-1 lead.
Jackhammers used the big ball, long ball, most of the tournament, but station-to-station baseball has given them a 2-1 lead here, Jack.
Here's John Rivers, the left fielder. Takes a strike, 0-1. He tied the game with a home run in the last of the first. Now the Hammers have a 2-1 lead. Takes it outside for a ball.
Right-handed Ichiro move. He's running up way in the box to swing at the ball.
1-1 pitch. Strike 2 called. 1 ball, 2 strikes. You mentioned Pete Rose, or at least a Rose, and I know there's arguments both sides, but the fact is he's not eligible to be in the Hall of Fame until as it's 2-2. Yeah, we can. I know.
Well, our Ron Rose certainly is well worthy of it. How's that?
I know.
But the other thing too is that Joe Jackson had a lifetime ban and he's dead, but he's still not eligible.
Ground ball, and that ricochets into right field, and no play at first. A run scores as in to score Talbot, and everybody else moves up a base. 2 runs have scored here in the second for the Hammers, who take a 3-1 lead. Here's Joe Goggin, the center fielder. Takes a strike, 0-1.
The other staggering number is just over 476,000 raised here in this tournament. 427,000 raised. Close to just under 75,000, or 75,000 away from 2 million in the 11 years of this tournament. We've got till September 30th. There's a challenge to get the extra 75 grand.
Count remains 0-2.
So those of you watching the game or watching the game on the replay that'll be online for a little while, You got till September 30th, 2012 to send a donation to the Travis Roy Foundation Wiffleball Tournament.
Down 1-2. Goggin takes high for ball 2, 2-2. Bases loaded. 2 runs in, 2 down for the Hammers. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And so Doyle comes out, and after getting the first 2 batters, then walking a couple and giving up a couple of runs, comes back to strike out Goggin. And a couple of runs here in the last of the second for the Jackhammers. And we played 2 in the championship game, and the Hammers lead the Boston Beef Club by a score of 3-1. Boston Beef coming up in the top half of the third inning. Now, who, I'll ask you on the air, I'll let you pick, Bruce Bosley, Jack Healy from Little Fenway.
I just had a Little Fenway Frank, which is better than the Big Fenway Frank and half the price. Anyway, Jack.
Who decides the MVP? Is one of
the Tournament Steering Committee.
Okay. Because I certainly have my idea to this point, but
I think we're on the same page, but not our page. So
strike call, 0-1. John Katz, the center fielder, will be followed by the catcher Travis Burgoyne. Back to the top of the order, Pat Koziak for Boston Beef. Here in the top of the third as Katz swings and misses for strike 2, 0-2. Jack,
on behalf of the Travis Roy Foundation Wiffleball Committee, thanks for coming up again to broadcast the championship game. And I know it's close to your heart, too, because the Roy family cousins, the Collinses, are your neighbors in Rutland, Vermont. And,
that's right.
And you've always been a big interest in the Travis Roy family, Travis Roy Foundation through their family. And Collinses, you can't ask for a better family toward this event.
Foul back, and
caught in the
made the catcher making the play. Harrington is 1 down.
So, Jack, thanks again for
I appreciate it.
Getting out of the house at, 3 in the morning to get here to Jack Healy early?
Travis Burgoyne steps in. T-bone, Travis Burgoyne, catcher Pat Koziak on deck.
I did text Paul Stanfield and Chris Wojcik to tell them how early you got here.
Here's the 1-0 for Fratto. And it's bounced to the third baseman. Quick throw to first.
Oh, beautiful play by the third baseman.
That's Benelli.
Good play on both ends. First baseman really has to hold the bag, and the first baseman for the Hammers did.
2 down, nobody on. Top of the order, left fielder Pat Koziak. Pat McGowan is on deck. Hit deep to left, and it's gone. It's over the screen. Koziak homers over the fence and into the screen here at Little Fenway. That cuts the Hammer lead to 3-2 here in the top of the third.
Pat Koziak going the long ball, and that makes that play at third base, Jack, the previous hitter, even bigger.
Here's the shortstop, Pat McGowan for Boston Beef. Billy Doyle, the pitcher, awaits on deck. Ball 1. 1-0 pitch is a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. This is ball 2, 2-1.
2-1, not 2 outs.
Pitch floats outside for ball 3. 3 balls and 1 strike. 2 down. Nobody on here for Boston Beef in the top of the third. A run in. There's ball 4. And Billy Doyle comes to the plate. He homered his first time up the pitcher.
Just so you know, the Jackhammers aren't the only Boston team that put 14 runs on the board today, Jack.
Yeah, the
Red Sox.
The Red Sox did.
Billy Doyle been pitching like John Lester in this tournament. John Lester pitched great today. Not like John Lester over the last few weeks, but John Lester today. Billy Doyle is right there with him.
Of course, they gave Lester some runs today. Swing and a miss for a strike. 1-1 to Doyle with Sam Page waiting on deck.
Well, he worked quick. And I think that through 22 pitches the first inning and then 22 pitches the next 3 innings.
Oh.
And for John Lester, stop nibbling.
Here's the 1-1 pitch. Strike 2 call.
But back to Little Fenway, where we've had a better weekend at Little Fenway than they have all year at Big Fenway.
And that's coming from just about the biggest Red Sox fan I know. There's the 2-2 pitch.
2 season ticket holders sitting right next to you.
Doyle did get a piece of that. Billy the Freezer Doyle. Prado's 2-2. Deep to right. Forget it. It's over everything and right over the jet blue sign. Second home run of the game for Doyle. This one a 2-run shot, and Boston Beef takes a 4-3 lead.
Well, Billy Doyle got a hold of that one, really turned on. And Jackhammers, they left the bases loaded last inning, and the Beef I don't think they left a runner on base today.
Sam Page, the second baseman, is up with now the bases empty, 2 down. That one went over everything in the right field area here at Little Fenway, over where the seats are located, over the jet blue sign, swing and a miss.
And halfway to Fairfax, I believe, is that way. Westford is the other side. I think that's, or no, that's Cambridge or Jeffersonville that way.
Swing and a miss for strike 2 to Sam Page, the
it's
second
right
baseman.
Field, Cambridge or Jeffersonville, and Westford over the left field fence.
That's a ball, 1 ball, 2 strikes. What's that mountain to our right? I asked that last year of some. Camel's Hump, okay.
I think
Thank you.
That's Bentledge Hill right over here. That's what we're going to call it.
Count 1 and 2. Camel's Hump.
We know Sue Bentledge over here with the committee. She lives right over that hill.
You picked that one right off the ground.
How about that?
Singles into center field.
That was some hit by Sam Page. That would have made Vladimir Guerrero proud.
Oh, it's Mount Mansfield. Okay. Trying to. I can tell Killington and Pico.
This one here. I know.
Yeah. So Sam Page
Jane
is on.
Kenny O'Neill with 1 L. I'm saying that in jest on making fun of myself because I misspelled her name several times on the credentials here. Pointing that out for us. The ace photographer, also a Fenway Hall of Famer, Little Fenway Hall of Famer.
That was Jeff Hamilton who singled to center,
yes.
Right? And now the batter is Zach Page. I beg your pardon.
Green socks for the 30-30. The Jeff Hamilton Hambone.
And that's popped up back to the catcher. So it was Hamilton got the single there, and Zach Page is the one who has just popped up to the catcher to end the inning. Boston Beef picks up a couple here in the third inning. We go to the last of the third. Boston Beef has a 4-3 lead.
And stick with us after the game, Jack. We'll have some player team interviews, and also find out a little more accurate the money count as well as the most valuable player award before we wrap things up here from Little Fenway.
So the Hammers coming up here, looking to get back. Ryan Talbot, the first baseman, leading off. Going up against Billy Doyle, takes a ball, 1 ball, no strikes. Floats away for ball 2, 2-0. Talbot will be followed by Colin Benelli and Matt Big Hoss Bagley for the Jackhammers here in the last half of the third inning. And the second baseman makes the play himself, unassisted. And there's one down here, and that's Sam Page.
We talked about the shutdown inning. After scoring a couple, the Jackhammers could not do that. They gave up 3 to give the lead right back in the top of the third. Billy Doyle's looking to get that shutdown inning right now for the Beef.
Colin Benelli, the third baseman, is up. Takes a strike, 0-1. It's 1-1 is the next pitch in the dirt.
There's one down.
One down here for the Jackhammers in the last half of the third inning. And this is sky to shallow left, and making the play, Pat Koziak. 2 down. Here's Matt Big Hoss Bagley, the second baseman. Ball 1 ball, no strikes, up with nobody on. 2 down here in the last of the third. Checks his swing, fouls it at home plate, 1-1. One pitch. Overhand delivery, strike 2, 1-2. Tom Prato waits on deck. And that is
caught by
right
the center fielder, Jack. I know he had to sneak around the camera pole not to take a play. Right on the line, right to the center fielder. I believe that's John Katz out there.
Indeed it is, and that retires the side, and nothing across for the Jackhammers in the third. We've played 3 complete here, and after 3 our score, Boston Beef has a 4-3 lead.
I'd like to give some thank yous out, Jack, along the way here. Thanks to the generosity of the Travis Roy Foundation Wiffleball Tournament Grand Slam partners, the big sponsors, JetBlue Airways and Pratt & Whitney Technologies. Go ahead.
This is Andrew Sullivan, the first baseman, and he rips it to left, and that is in for a base hit.
No further damage. It went for the leaping catch and then kind of kicked it back toward left field from right center. Also, our home run sponsors, Dunkin' Donuts and Positive Tracks, the tournament's new fundraising and community service initiatives for youths. We'll sneak the others in along the way here.
Am I correct here? That was Andrew Sullivan, correct?
Yes.
And this is John.
Oh, no, this is Andrew Sullivan at the plate.
This is Andrew Sullivan now. That was Zach Page. I beg your pardon. And he's on at first.
There was a play. The second baseman, Bagley, kind of mishandled the ball just a smidge. Usually you have enough time to get it out, but he tried to pick it up and throw it off the runner, but the runner was right on top of him. The runner had every right to be in that spot.
There's a little dribbler back to the mound.
Oh, nice play.
To third. They got him there.
Nice play to nail the lead runner.
That was John Katz there. This is Travis Bourgoin now with strike one.
Like the rest of just about all of his teammates, 30-30 member with the Green Sox.
1-1 the count. Checks a swing ball, 2-2-1. There's one down here.
One down, runners on first and second.
All right, 3-1 now with 1 out. First and second. Bravo comes back with the strike. 3-2.
Count now runs to 3 balls and 2 strikes on Burgoyne. Little dribbler. And Fratto shovels to third. Well, the runner's off the base. He's going to be out there anyway. And that is the second out. Runners at first and second.
You know, Andrew Sullivan has had some tough luck running this weekend, Jack, and maybe have some kind of a leg injury, and he just really couldn't stop. He can't slide. Really couldn't stop on that play and kind of ran himself into an out. He thought he was out anyway if they caught the ball.
So we're going on at first, ball 1 to the leadoff hitter, Pat Koziak, the left fielder, swings and misses in the count, 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 outs, runners at first and second, so we're going to miss for strike 2, 1-2. Pete McCowan is on deck. Little blooper, and that is caught by second baseman Bagley, and that retires the side. We go to the last half of the 4th inning, and it is a 4-3 Boston Beef lead.
That is not the construction crew running in front of us. That cleaning up down a little Wrigley, and it's amazing, Jack. If you come here an hour after the tournament ends, there's this tent, a few tables, and that is it. It is right back to Pat O'Connor's backyard, and that's great work by the volunteers involved.
Here's Tom Pratto, the pitcher, leading it off for the Jackhammers in the last of the 4th, who are trailing 4-3 in this championship game at Little Fenway.
Jackhammers sending pitcher Tom Pratto lead things up.
Pratto will be followed by Sean Talbot and Tim Harrington. It's Billy Doyle, the left-hander, delivers in the dirt, ball 1, 1 ball, no strikes. No pitch, and this is popped up to the second baseman who was in closest. The infielders generally do play in close in wiffle ball, and the second baseman does put it away for the first out of the inning.
Has nothing to do with the wiffle balls being hit, Jack. It's more to do with the wiffle ball to throwing the wiffle ball. It's such a quick sprint around the bases. You've got to make the quick throws.
Well, Sam Page, who made the out. And this is hit in the air to left field, the opposite way, and it is gone for a home run.
Boy, that was a very sweet Fenway Park, Adrian Gonzalez, the big Fenway Ortiz type inside-out swing, Jack. He took a low outside pitch and went with it and poked it into the screen.
That was Brian Talbot who went after the pitch from Billy Doyle and delivered it over the fence and left to tie it at 4 apiece. Here's the third baseman, Colin. Let's see. I'm trying to find, let's see. That was Harrington.
Yes. Close play at first, in time to get the out. I believe that's Tim Harrington.
That was Tim Harrington.
Yeah, Harrington, Shattuck. There you go.
Yep, Shattuck. It was Talbot that hit the home run.
Yes.
Yep, it went the opposite way. I beg your pardon. To tie it was Sean Talbot. Or was it Brian Talbot? Well, they're both in there.
It was Sean.
It was Sean Talbot.
Yeah, Harrington following him.
I might have said Brian. I beg your pardon, but
hey, they'll take the run no matter which Talbot.
It's tied at 4.
I second that one.
Andrew Sullivan isn't back in the game at first base. I noticed Art Page behind left field doing a little running.
And that one just foul. Hit foul by Craig Shattuck. Just foul.
Right at the last second, that missed the foul ball. Looked like it was going out all the way, and it just sliced away.
2-1 the count.
2 balls, 1 strike. 2 outs here.
2 outs for the Jackhammers. A little dribbler, wide of third. And the third baseman go to first in time, but the play cannot be made.
Give him a hit on that one, Jack. Sullivan, bang, bang play. Sullivan had to stretch with the right hand and couldn't hold on. I noticed you earlier on when you were doing the PA here criticizing professional official scorers. Now, as a member of the Professional Baseball Official Scorers Association, I didn't like that, Jack.
I forgot what I said. John Rivers, who has a home run in this game.
You said we gave out too many hits, something to that effect.
Actually, there's a deep drive to center, and it's gone. 2-run homer to straightaway center. Second home run of the game for John Rivers.
Well, it's been Mark Fratto with the long ball in the previous games, and Tim Rivers today in the championship game. Another county heard from.
And the Hammers have a 6-4 lead.
Joe Goggin standing in.
Here's Joe Goggin, the center fielder. That's 2 home runs for Rivers.
They call him Mark? Yeah. That's the Never mind. I know a guy named Mark Fratto, so I apologize to Tom Fratto.
That's fouled off the foot. So 3 runs in for the Hammers here in the last half of the 4th inning. Home runs by Sean Talbot and also John Rivers. Rivers has 2 homers. Count 2-1. Just getting back to the scoring.
I got you on your heels, Jack. I'm just kidding, all right?
No, I understand. But the young boy that was actually running the scoreboard would put up hit or error real quick, and I was sort of teasing him rather than.
Oh, wait for the call. You got to wait for the call.
He wasn't the official. He wasn't the official scorer. Anyway, I thought he was at first, but there's strike 3, and that retires the side. So the Jackhammers scored 3 in the last of the 4th on a couple of homers. Again, Sean Talbot, a bases empty shot. And John Rivers, his second home run of the ball game, a 2-run shot. We played 4, and it's 6-4. Jackhammers on top.
And it's a lot of fun. I am the official scorer for the Vermont Lake Monsters. Big homestand coming up. It's a lot of fun. The best thing about being an official scorer is you can ask other opinions, and you got 24 hours to correct the call. Umpires have it a little harder. They've got to do it right on the spot. So you can't have that umpire attitude when you do it.
That was before I had realized who was the. There's a pop-up back to the pitcher. And that's.
Well, you mentioned Chaz Scoggins, not to stray away from it.
Yes, I did. That's right. 1 down.
Here's a replay, Jack.
Yeah.
Doyle's home run earlier on.
Billy Doyle up now, swings and misses. He's got 2 home runs in the game.
Rare that you see a left-hander with a bad swing. Billy Doyle, that sweet lefty swing.
1 down, 0-1. Doyle takes a strike, 0-2.
Chaz Scoggins, you mentioned his name. He's also does the Lowell Spinners. He's my resource a lot of times. I email him a lot for questions on certain situations.
Count remains 2 strikes on Billy Doyle. Brado to Doyle. We're going to miss for strike 3, 2 down.
Well, after going deep, it's Doyle going down on strikes. 2 quick outs here for Tom Fratto.
Here's Sam Page. Takes the ball, 1 ball, no strikes. Top of the 5th, Boston Beef batting. Going to mention Doyle's home run that was over everything in right as that's
nice play.
Back to the pitcher.
Nice play to the catcher. Catchers have to be the quickest fielder in Wiffleball, Jack, because so many balls off the holes are nubbed right up in the circle.
So that takes care of Boston Beef in the top half of the 5th inning. It's 6-4 Jackhammers as we go to
Jack. First of all, the weather broke in a good way.
And Talbot to be followed by Colin Benelli and Matt Big Hoss Bagley for the Jackhammers. And that is looped to the first baseman. He drops it.
Sullivan drops it. Oh, they tried to throw it off the runner. Almost got him. Heads up play by the pitcher, Doyle. Almost nailed him on the leg going by. Almost plunked him.
And remember, you can throw it off the runner, like dodgeball or
plunking
or kickball or whatever they call it. So a runner at first, and this is Joe Goggin, the center fielder. Or I beg your pardon, Colin Benelli is up. That's Brian Talbot, then Colin Benelli. And the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes to Benelli. Big Hoss Bagley is on deck. Colin Benelli is the third baseman. 2-2. Ball back. Nice try by the catcher Burgoyne, but couldn't quite get to it in the count. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
Brian Talbot at first with nobody out for the Jackhammers here in the last half of the 5th inning. Swung on and
foul.
Did get a piece of it. Count remains 2-2.
A lot of people have questioned Larry Riegert's eyesight, but not his hearing. So if he heard it, a foul ball, it's a foul ball.
I thought he did get a piece of it myself.
Yeah, the way it looked.
Yeah.
Yeah, from here, this angle, we had a different look. So
2-2 pitch. We're going to miss.
Didn't get that one.
That's strike 3, 1 down. Here's Matt Big Hoss Bagley, second baseman, with Tom Prato waiting on deck. And this is hit in the air to left, and that is not quite going to have enough as the
John Katz.
Cats made the play right against the wall in left center field for the second out. Here's Tom Prato. Takes a ball, 1 ball, no strikes.
John Katz is one of the Pack Network's favorites because he came over the, won't name the school, but the school that he has, he does not like their collegiate web streaming. He'd rather have the Pack Network do the games. Mentioned that to us during the rain delay yesterday. We won't mention the school.
Pitch is a strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
And it's not NSN either, don't worry, Jack.
No.
So I'm an NSN guy too myself now.
I know you are. Welcome on
and
board.
a Pack Network.
Swing and a miss, strike 3, and Prato is out, and that takes care of the Jackhammers. Into the 5th inning, nothing across. We go to the top of the 6th. The Hammers have a 6-4 lead over Boston Beef.
And unlike the closing ceremonies of the Olympics, the championship game here at Little Fenway is live on the Pack Network, unlike the NBC coverage of the closing ceremonies of the Olympics tonight.
You'd think on a Sunday they'd be live.
Go in the top of the 6th.
Top of the 6th.
Jeff Hamilton, the batter for the Beef.
And the Boston Beef up. This is Jeff Hamilton, the third baseman, to lead it off. He'll be followed by Zach Page and Andrew Sullivan. Numbers 5, 6, and 7 in the order.
Ooh.
Fouls it back. Jeff Hamilton, the one that hit the ball to center field, picking it off the ground.
Yes.
For the base hit
yes.
last time up.
The 9-iron shot, yeah. Actually, that was more like a 2-iron shot because he hit it so low.
2-1. Hamilton fouls it at home plate. Two and 1 the count. Ripped to the wall and left toward the corner, and that is going to be a single for Hamilton. Here's the right fielder, Zach Page. Again, you can hear it. Swing and the miss up here.
That's the best thing about wiffleball compared to baseball. When you swing and miss in baseball, you don't hear the swoosh like you do in wiffleball. The plastic.
I guess that's why they call it wiffle. I'm not sure.
Yes.
But 2 strikes as Andrew Sullivan awaits on deck. Page, the batter, Zach Page, strike.
Wow, nice pitch from a different angle by Fratto. Snuck it through the 5-hole, the reverse 5-hole pitch.
Runner at first base, Andrew Sullivan, the batter.
Here's Andrew Sullivan. Fouls it back, 0-2. Travis Burgoyne awaits on deck. Boston Beef batting, top of the 6th. Runner at second. It's Jeff Hamilton who tagged up smartly on that foul pop-up, and there are 2 down now, top half of the 6th inning. And that's chopped, fouled outside of first. Count remains 0-2. 0-2 pitch. And that is foul, third base side.
Nice play, though, nonetheless. That was a great throw over to first base.
Travis Burgoyne awaits on deck. Finishing out the play at third base was Colin Benelli for the Jackhammers, but it was a foul ball.
Down to third base. Ball is
and no play. That's an infield hit that went by Benelli. Played by the shortstop, but he couldn't make a play. That was
smartly Hamilton remaining at second instead of running right into the out because he would have run into either the tag or had been plunked.
Travis Burgoyne up, and he bounces it right back to Fratto, who makes the play himself, and that retires the side. The Boston Beef out in the top of the 6th. So we go to the last of the 6th. The Jackhammers lead at 6-4 the championship game.
A couple thank yous here to the Pack Network crew. Stevie McAllister and his father, Mac. Mac not here today, but Stevie McAllister really carrying the mail, running the camera behind center field on the new scaffolding donated to us. Another thank you by Got That Rentals in Essex Junction. Also Ryan Holmes and Joe Stationary in center field. The camera. And there's Stevie. We've got the replay here on this last play, Jack. On the 5-hole pitch, actually, the strike 3 called.
Yeah, that's you mentioned that earlier. Fratto does
reverse
that.
5-hole.
Yeah.
Went the other way, right?
This is Sean Talbot who's leading off, and he flies to left for the first out. He has had a home run in this ball game.
Yeah, he went the opposite way with his home run, Jack. Similar swing, just couldn't get it far enough. Had the height.
1 down. As the batter now is Tim Harrington for the Jackhammers, last half of the 6th inning. It's fouled outside at first. Top of the order, Craig Shattuck on deck. Last of the 6th, the Jackhammers batting. They have a 6-4 lead. 1 down, nobody on. 1-1, the count to Harrington. Foul outside at first, 1-2 the count.
1-2 now.
Sam.
And that's the other way, foul.
Other crew members throughout the weekend, thanks to Jack Healy, Rob Ryan for helping us out with the play-by-play. Adam Polgreen, of course, much so thanks for Adam and the Pack Network to come up. Also Sam Polgreen, the next generation of volunteers.
Hit deep to left, and Koziak is there again. The left fielder puts it away. 2 down.
At the top of the order, Craig Shattuck, the shortstop.
Here's Craig Shattuck, the shortstop, up with 2 down. Is back to the top of the order for the Jackhammers.
He also used Allie Bosley on occasion for helping us out. And, of course, Chris Moody, all the way from Woodland Hills, California, here on Friday night.
Oh. And forget it. Over everything in left. Craig Shattuck with a 2-out, bases empty homer in the last half of the 6th inning. Some insurance as the Hammers go up by a score of 7-4.
Yeah, a huge pad run for the Jackhammers in the bottom of the 6th.
There's John Rivers, the left fielder, who's got a home run. And he pops it up to the pitcher, Doyle, who makes the play in foul territory. The home run by Shattuck. As we played 6 complete, going to the top of the 7th.
Last call for the Beef, Jack.
Jackhammers have the 7-4 lead.
Other thank yous. The champion sponsors of this tournament, Covidian, the Windjammer Inn and Conference Center in South Burlington, the Best Western. Also new this year, the Hall of Fame sponsors, People's United Bank and Volvo of America. Dunkin' Donuts, of course, and Positive Tracks, the tournament's new fundraising and community service initiative for youth 23 and under, which matched $35,000 in donations generated by 23 and under participants.
Top of the order, Pat Koziak fouls it back. Pat Koziak, Pete McCowan, and Billy Doyle. The top third of the order is Brado tries to nail it down. 1 ball, 1 strike.
And a huge thanks for this weekend to the Lon Finkelstein with the Vermont Tent Company.
Ground ball to third, and Koziak is on at first. Nice try by Benelli, who knocked it down.
I think they thought it might have hit the runner on the way through. He did not control it at first. So they're going to talk about this.
They are going to talk about it. We'll see. Did he get hit by the ball? Of course, you can throw the ball at the runner, but and same thing as getting away. If it gets away from the fielder and it hits the runner, same thing. And they're going to say Koziak is safe.
Yeah, I don't think it hit him on the replay until after he went by the base.
Here's Pete McCowan.
He was on the base when it hit him.
And he lines it to left and
safe at second. Vignelli couldn't hold on to the ball, Jack. Beautiful throw by the left fielder to try to get the force. And
So Cozy
almost had him.
Here's Billy Doyle, who's got a couple
deep.
of homers.
Yeah.
And he is the tying run.
Nobody out.
Billy Doyle, runners at first and second, nobody out. Ball 2-0. Battle the pitcher. Sam Page is on deck. Strike call, 2-1. Only Doyle, who's got a couple of home runs. The pitcher for Boston Beef. And he lines
and the
center, and they
got him on the double play.
Oh, my, what a play.
Oh, coming over the shortstop, Jack. We see this on the replay. Great catch, but the shortstop beat him to the bag for the throw.
But the right fielder who made the play, right?
Yeah, and the shortstop came over to tag the bag.
That's 9-6, 2 down. They get the double play, runner at first. Swing and a miss.
Take care of the batter. Could be the third out here.
This is Sam Page, the second baseman. So 2 down, a runner at first, 0-1 the count to Page.
Just misses ball
1-1. Strike 2, 1-2, and
last out.
Jackhammers are 1 strike away from the championship. And it's popped up, and that's it.
The Jackhammers are your 2012 champion, and they go right over to Jack Shattuck in his wheelchair behind home place. A great place for a celebration. Sorry to steal your call, Jack. I knew where they were going.
And Craig Shattuck made the final.
How about that? His brother brings him the ball, the game ball.
And the Jackhammers win the Travis Roy Foundation Wiffleball Championship of 2012 here at Little Fenway by a score of 7-4. And we'll await for the post-game awards, post-tournament awards. Tom Prado, who had a walk-off home run in the quarterfinal game to make it 1-0. The walk-off home run in the last of the 10th over the Staten Island Yankees. Hit the grand slam. Against Hot Dam in the last of the 7th to win that game, 14-10. He's also the winning pitcher and the winning pitcher in this one in the championship. As the Jackhammers win it by a score of 7-4. And we'll listen in. This is the final out. Pop to the shortstop. Shattuck made the play, and here they celebrate the championship. Bruce Bosley will be rejoining us here as our post-game continues. We'll listen in.
Yeah, we're going to send it down to Pat O'Connor and Sue Bentledge, Travis Roy for the awards ceremony.
Okay, folks.
And then we'll have some post-game interviews after the awards ceremony.
Such a great weekend, and especially for sticking through rain or shine. We had a great time. The fundraising totals, including the food, we even got some donations from the concessions, folks, so thanks for that. $428,074. And that's, just so you know, in 11 years of the tournament, that is 75,000 short of $2 million. So between now and September 30th, any other donations that come in will close that gap even more. So thank you so much for great fundraising. Now I'm going to turn it over to Pat O'Connor for the wrap-up ceremony.
Thank you, Sue. We had 24 great teams out here. We had a lot of super fans, sponsors, donors. It was just a fantastic weekend. And I'd like to, first of all, congratulate the Boston Beef for a tremendous run in the playoffs. And now I'd like to congratulate the 2012 Travis Roy Foundation Wiffleball champions, Jack Shattuck and the Jackhammers. Please come up and get your championship shirts. Take a trophy too. You go. And then Craig Shattuck, if you could come and get the winning trophy. And now I'd like to give the top fundraising team their T-shirts. So Art, Paige, if you could come up and grab the team shirts for the top fundraising team. Congratulations. And one more award, and that is the 2012 Travis Roy Foundation Wiffleball Tournament Most Valuable Player. And that award goes to Tom Frotto of the Jackhammers.
All right, so the championship team, if you can get ready to pose for a photo on the rock, that would be great. And that is it for this weekend. Thank you so much. Make sure you pick up chairs as you head out, if you could help us, and travel safely on your way home. Thank you, everybody.
Okay, we're down here with the winning team, or the championship team of the 2012 Travis Roy Foundation Wiffleball Tournament, the captain, Jack Shattuck. Jack, you took a couple of years off of this tournament. You won it before in an upset fashion. Today, you took care of business as a second seed. How's it feel with all these guys?
It's awesome. I can't tell you how great it feels to be sitting here right now wearing the yellow shirts, but the real heroes are everybody on this team, especially Tom Frotto, and for everybody that is help us closing this gap to $2 million.
And Craig, I know you were instrumental in the championship game. We'll get to you, Tom, the tournament MVP, in a second. But Craig, wearing the Red Sox hat, how's it feel to finally come back and win it again for Travis?
I mean, it feels awesome. But honestly, I just want to thank everyone that played in the tournament, everyone that donated. Upwards of almost $500,000. That's really something special. But it does feel great to win. I mean, it doesn't hurt anything, right?
Absolutely. Thanks a lot, Craig and Jack. And tournament MVP, Tom Frotto. Tom, you went with a long ball earlier in the tournament to get the Hammers here, but used that reverse 5-hole pitch to get a big strikeout here. But you had him off balance once the game went along.
Yeah, it was easy. I just got to throw it over the plate, and these guys will make the play. I'm glad they didn't show all my strikeouts in the tournament. Times I struck out.
But in last night, of course, in the rainy night, you guys hung on in a kind of a wild game, and then a long day of wiffle ball today, and you still had a lot going for you.
Yeah, it was awesome. This tournament's great every year, and I'm just so happy to be here.
Okay, guys, I know a few of you have to get back and go to school. Enjoy the rest of the summer, and Jack, thanks very much for everything.
Thank you very much.
Back to Adam Polgreen with the Pack Network, and once again, the Jackhammers, your 2012 tournament champions.